right, welcome everybody back. The last time we all gathered together here, while playing Rime with the Frostmaiden, you guys had started in the town of East Haven, the entire northern part of this world locked in perpetual winter. The locals are blaming upon an evil goddess of winter's fury named Ariel. All the local towns are sacrificing various things to try to appease the goddess, none of which seems to be working. Supplies running low, food running out, contact with the outside world very much cut off. The peoples of the so-called 10 towns of this region just trying to survive. You all have been doing local odds and ends jobs to make money, to make ends meet as an adventuring party for some time. You're basically trying to help the people here survive this terrible winter. You started in the town of East Haven, where you learned several things. You learned about a series of murders that have been happening, people with daggers of ice stabbed through their hearts. That a local adventurer named Helen Trollbane told you she thought was being caused by a man by the name of Sefik Keltro following a traveling band of merchants that was headed towards the town of Brennan. You learned about missing fishermen off of the coast of East Haven that had disappeared on the lac while trying to walk their boats out to look for knucklehead trout, which feeds the people. And you learned that shipments of mead were not making it to the local taverns, had stopped, and that the local taverns in East Haven were running dry, and that may be their last glass of mead. You set out to find the cause of it after hearing rumors from a local tiefling in the bar that told you that there were rumors of giant attacks of some sort that had captured the mead and taken it, and when you arrived in the town of Goodmead, you learned it was a creature that the locals called a verbeeg. You tracked the thing back to its lair, where you managed to recapture the honey mead and take out the verbeeg marauder and his ogre friend and cave bear companion, only to find yourself set upon by the creature's mate. Hiding in the back of the cave, you waited until Moog, I think it was Moog, had left, looking for Doug, and had traveled away, only to make your way out using a goat-pulled sleigh, a goat-pulled cart that you managed to drag across the tundra, only to get caught in a blizzard and separated from each other. Some of you, including Ordella and others, were beset upon by a band of wild cats that were making their home inside of a cave that you encountered. And others found a giant tree ringed by standing stones that you interpreted to be the work of local druids. Granite Guts, you discovered a magical ring that grants you the ability to cast speak with plants. And Yatara, you discovered some magical spells scrolled onto the roots of the tree trunk. At least 3 you think you could interpret, and you copied those down. But you don't know what they are, and it would take time for you to sort of investigate them. You arrived back into the town of Goodmead, only to find that the creature's mate had raided and had thrown barrels of fire into the local mead hall and had killed a couple of people that were working in the mead hall. Thomas and little Mary Sue, local residents that had met their fate, and bodies had been laid to rest in the shrine of the Flaming Sword that is there to worship one of the local gods. They told you that the creature had been coming and going and sort of running like hit and run raids basically on the village since you guys killed its mate. And realizing it was getting late and many of you exhausted, you made your way back to the only person that you really know in town, local resident by the name of Olivessa Untapur, who had previously sheltered you in her house, as there's no real inn here in Goodmead. When you arrived at Olivessa's house, she told you that her rival, or not necessarily rival, but the other man potentially seeking to replace the former speaker of this town, had taken off towards the north somewhere to go and rustle up a posse of men to deal with this problem. She felt somewhat helpless, but offered you entrance into her home. It's late, and you find yourself at the house of Olivessa Untapur. And that is where we will take you all now. To Olivessa's home. And you arrive there, and she greets you and welcomes you in. And she says, what are you all doing here at this late hour? As you've arrived late. And I think at the front of the party, Ordella, I think, is just unconscious and passed out. And who was carrying Ordella? I think it was the robot friend. Correct, Leonard? You were sort of hauling Ordella?
Sure, yeah. So I guess.
So you've got Ordella's lifeless body with you. I've got to get everybody on the page here. Yatara, you're with us.
She's not lifeless, right?
Not lifeless. She's just exhausted, like beat beyond all measure.
Survives barely.
Yeah. Harkus Toot, she greets you and offers you to come in and beckons you into sort of the dining area of her home.
I'm gonna walk right back in where we were before, grab my same rug off of the ground, roll up in it, and go right to sleep.
So you just like walk past her and just like push past her and like walk towards the rug?
Not in a rude way, just with purpose and an understanding of exactly what has to happen right now.
Okay, so she sort of has beckoned you into the home and has welcomed you all into sort of the dining area, and she asks, what happened? As Harkus, you just sort of, what do you say anything as you? She's brought you into sort of the dining room. You say nothing. You just kind of brush past her.
No, I just kind of walk with determination of purpose and go straight in, wrap myself up, and go to sleep.
Okay, I think that you, I think Ordella, the other half orc or orc person, kind of comes with you and like lays down on the couch, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, she's gonna need some rest for sure.
And Olivessa looks at the rest of you and says, my gods, what happened to all of you? Did you find the creature? Did you find the mead?
Yes and yes.
You say as you sort of pass by, heading to the other room.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't kill it. It's caused all manner of trouble here. We've seen more attacks than I'd like to count since you left. It's come now twice in the night, once throwing fire barrels into the mead hall, and another time it attacked a local resident's home. 3 people are dead. And she says, something must be done. I fear that I don't have the wherewithal, and that Shindar Froth, he may bring his posse of men back, and then that would certainly be it. But you all look like you could use rest. Can I offer you food or drink? And she looks over at you, Leonard, and is like, you don't take drink, or do you rest? What? I apologize.
Well, it's nice to have a safe place.
Okay.
But I'm not particularly hungry.
He looks over at at Cadillac. And Cadillac, what are you doing? You are like beat down, 2 levels exhaustion.
I am 100% stumbling into the past her and make some grumbling pleasantries as I go into the living room and just curl up in front of the fireplace.
So you just
I'm
sort
gonna,
of like
as he walks by, I'm just gonna stick my arm out of the rug and offer one of the furs from the things that we just killed.
Oh, bless you. And I just sort of shake off the blood and guts from it and just roll myself up in it.
Olivissa looks at you, Toot, and Yatara, and she goes, "Well, make yourselves at home, I suppose. What happened with this thing?"
I think during this, Toot's like looking around and just kind of appraising the rest of his party. And when she asks this for like the 4th time, he just looks at her and says, "A Verbig and a bear and an ogre in a cave. We got your mead."
This sounds like the start of a terrible joke. Did they all walk into a bar together?
It does, but it was just terrible. It was no joke.
Wow. Well, you're welcome to. Can I offer you food or drink?
Toot just nods.
She says, I apologize. I don't know what your kind would like to eat. Looking at you, Leonard, and she turns over to Yatara and goes, I have imported fruits. I have a few frozen fruits that were brought in before the passes were blocked, and mostly around these parts it's knucklehead trout and fish these days. But would you like any of those?
At this point, I just nod in exhaustion and sit down at the table.
And she brings out she brings out a couple of like honey meads and passes one to you, Yatara, and one to you, Toot. And she looks over at Leonard and says,
Oh, I'll take a honey mead. I'm not
drink.
hungry, but
you drink. Okay. Well, yes, indeed. And she gets you a glass. And she sits down and she asks you to, Leonard, she says, well, I see your companions don't just need rest, and but I am interested to hear the tale of your tales of your travels and what happened. You don't have to, if you're going to tell her, if you are going to engage in conversation, you don't need to role play it all out. You can just say,
yeah, I'll just recap it with a cursory understanding of what happened.
Okay. She sits and listens and says, then that is the beast's mate then. No wonder it comes in the night. They're smarter than some of the stupider giants. They seem closer to human, but they're vicious and cunning. And I don't know how you crossed the first one. I would have thought surely sneak in and grab the mead and sneak out. But what you did was good too.
Yeah, we got a goat cart.
I see. And most of them are not frozen.
Mm-hmm. That's because I'm a space heater.
Yeah, I suppose so. For you, that's true. Yeah, you radiate body temperature. You are kind of warm. And she sort of engages in conversation for a while. How long do you guys stay talking and drinking and those sorts of things? Those of you that are out.
Oh, I'm setting myself up in the corner.
Like as you're talking, you're like.
I'm like shuffling with my drink over I apparently on the iPad I cannot move a character.
I'll move you. Where do you want to be?
Yeah, so I want to be like right here.
You like up
And
against
then-
the door frame, like
Yeah, like up against the door frame, where I've got a reasonably broad view of, most notably, these entrances.
Yeah.
And then as many of the other rooms as possible. That seems like as good a place as any.
okay. I think then like right about there.
And then I'll power down in anticipation of whatever horrors await.
Sure. Yatara Toot, what are you guys doing? Start with you.
Tara, he's gonna stand up and start to walk towards where the others are to take a rest as well. But as I'm passing her, I just ask in passing, what does she know of the magical tree?
Magical tree. She sort of scratches her head a little bit and says, "I don't know of any magical tree. Tell me about it."
Yeah, so I start to explain to her what we saw in the woods, the spells that were carved into the roots and the druid circle with the stones around the tree to see if she recognizes what I'm referencing.
She says, well, there periodically people have found artifacts of ancient druids in these parts, frost druids and the like. She says most of them are ancient and they don't seem to appear in the same place all the time, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but like it can sort of findings can sort of be there and then not be there. She's never seen or heard of anything that you've described. When you describe the Ring of Stones, she says, well, there's something similar in Dugan's Hole. There's a circle of stones there, but they've been long rumored to have some nefarious purpose, or they call them Thune stones. They some sort of reference or trap some sort of ancient beast of some sort. But says it sounds kind of like those, but druidic magic has been around this area for quite some time, and although she doesn't recognize the exact place that you're describing, she does say it may be there one day and then not there another. Do you show the spell carvings or tracings or anything like that, or you?
Yeah, I'll show them to her just to see if she recognizes any of the
symbols or characters or anything. She sort of, as you sort of show that to her, she shrugs her shoulders and says, she's not really magically inclined, but she may know someone that would be. She says, perhaps one of the sages in Bryn Shander would be able to decipher that, but she doesn't really know. Yatari, you based on previous roles, you think that if you had enough time with the text yourself, you're intelligent enough and good enough of a wizard that you think that maybe you could even decipher some of this.
So I'm going to thank her for her hospitality and food and move into the area
Okay.
where everybody is piled up asleep.
All right. What are you doing? You walk in there and you see Granite Guts snoring, and Granite Guts needs a CPAP like nobody's business.
I walk by Granite Guts and I kick him to stop snoring, and then I fall asleep in the one.
And he kind of goes. I hate to make character choice for you, Granite Guts, but you need a CPAP.
Nope, that's fair. I'm just like sucking in bits of my beard and then blowing them back out.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The little beard curves in and just. Yep. You're the sole remaining person in the dining room, other than Leonard, who is powered down, it seems.
Yeah, I think that I am prying her for a bit more information about what's happened here. More specifically, like what time has this thing usually came, and things like
Yeah.
do they actually have a guard here, or is it just
She says
nobody's watching?
she says there's local militia, but they're made up. It's all volunteer, and the creature has come at sort of seeming random times. Once in the it's come basically 3 times since you guys left. I think it's been basically you rested there. That was one day, and then it took you a day to get back. So on the first day that you sort of rested, it came in the early evening, like sundown, dusk, before the sun had fully, like right as the sun fully set, which sets early, like 4 o'clock or something. And then it came in the evening again. Each time it sort of strikes, has done something, and then like takes off. And then the last time it came was in the early morning time. The sun had just started to sort of crest, and it came and sort of struck, and then always takes off. She says that Dugan's Hole it doesn't have many. I'm not Dugan's Hole. Goodmead doesn't have that many people, but it's able to generate a little bit. They have sort of local volunteers, and some of the men about town have taken to staying up and sort of watching the streets at night, but they haven't really had much success, and they don't really have they haven't really come up with any solution to dealing with this problem. They've got sticks and spears and things, but it sort of strikes, it does damage, and then it is gone.
And it's late here. It's
getting late. Yeah, it's definitely after dark and evening time.
okay.
Can't remember. It took you most of the day to sort of get back to Goodmead.
Okay. If you don't mind, I think I'm going to stand outside for a little bit.
Yeah.
And just kind of take in the night, maybe an hour or two.
Okay.
We can call it a watch, but I'm
You're just
more
sort of
like watching like the other people that are on watch, and just kind of seeing what they're doing and listening and not interacting. I'm just kind of sitting on the porch and observing and listening to the night.
Roll me perception. You see, as you're sort of sitting out there for that hour, you see a couple of men walk by. One of them seems to be armed with some sort of like long knife, and with your perception, you can tell that it's like a fish gutting knife. It doesn't seem to be like a weapon of war per se. And the other one has a spear, and with a 17 perception, you can tell that it is like a fishing spear. Again, and I'm not going to make you roll insight with these guys. They're patrolling and they're watching, but they don't seem to be. They're certainly not soldiers or adventurers of any sort. They don't have long swords or short swords or war hammers. They have fishing tools that they are sort of walking around. And if you want to get more information, you can roll insight or anything like that if you want. It's up to you.
Sure.
They look scared. It's about the best you get. These guys look kind of scared. They're walking around and doing their thing.
Yeah, close to the end of the hour, I'll beckon one over.
So the population of Goodmead is about 100 people, give or take, of the entire town. So, you're talking about like Goodmead could generate a militia of maybe 20 men, and 4 or 5 of them died already going after the Mead to begin with. And 3 people have already been killed by this thing rolling in the night. How long are you staying out for?
I think close to the end of the hour, I'll beckon one over just to quickly speak to them, and then I'll probably duck in.
Yeah. Hour sort of draws to a close, and you beckon one of these commoner men over. He's carrying with him what looks like a long like machete kind of thing that you would say is sort of like something used to clear brush or something like that. It's dull looking, and he's not wearing any sort of armor at all. He's wearing fur stuff to keep warm. But you beckon him over, and he walks over to you and says, "Well met, Master
Toot.
Good. I've
Well
never
met.
seen your kind here, but you're a brave sort if you're out here."
You too. I look around and kind of indicate that what they're doing.
Yeah, he says, "Well, ain't nobody else here to do it for us. We have to we got to defend our own, otherwise we'll all be killed by the thing." Was
What's your
one
plan?
thing taken? Was one thing taken? My plan?
Yeah. If you see it, what are you going to do?
Sort of hesitates, and you can tell quite obviously that he has no plan. He sort of grips his like machete thing kind of tighter, and he says, "Well, I'll do whatever I can. Whatever I gotta do."
Make noise. Get our attention. I would stand out with you on watch, but I'm quite exhausted, as are most of my party. We're going to try to get some rest, but if something happens, make noise. Make sure we hear you.
And he says, "I will." And as soon as he says "I will," you hear a scream in the distance in the town that is sort of faint. And he turns, looks at you, and says, "Oh gods," and starts jogging out into the snow.
Okay. I will say I'll be there in just a moment, and I'll open the door, and Toot will emulate the sound of a bugle revelry through the house.
What? Are you playing charge, or you're
Yes.
playing revelry?
Well, I'll do revelry. And then I'll cut it off pretty short and say it's here. I'll shout that it's here, and then I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, so you're running out into the snow.
Yes.
All right, Toot, you run out into the snow, and I'm going to take you guys to where Toot is in just one moment, because I got to set the scene right, because it's only Toot right now. Okay, and you have basically a guard, 2 guards with you. One moment. All right, Toot, you run out into the snow. It's dark and cold. You've played revelry here, and you see a couple of what look like villagers that are just booking it through the streets. Some of you can't see anything, probably because you're not here, or I don't know. You may all have Toot vision. Can everybody see? Probably only Hawkins can see for the video. But yeah, I'll describe what you see. You see two what looks like villagers running between snowy houses, and they're just like running towards the lot of you, screaming for their lives, basically. What do you do, Toot?
I shout at them to get inside, and I will run forward And I'm gonna start doing what I did before in Doug's voice. Yagbor. Yagbor. I'm just trying to get this thing's attention.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm going to flash back to everybody else really quickly at Olvessa's home. Toot just played Revelry and took off running out the door. What is everybody doing?
Jumping up and running after it.
Everybody's just taking. Harkus, you're jumping up.
That's
and
what
running.
I'm doing.
Yeah, I jump up and run outside, and on my way out, I kick Granite Guts one more time to wake him up.
and with that, I jump up. Woof, woof. What?
All right, Granite Guts, you jump up as you see Yatara running out the door, and Harkus is just sprinting forward. Leonard, are you dropping the down boot and running out as well? I will assume that Leonard is coming as well, since Kenny is muted and camera off. All right. We'll flash back as you guys are all making your way there to Toot. A Toot in the streets. All right, let me get everybody present and accounted for. Olivessa somehow is still sleeping through this. It's almost like she's nearly dead. So I'm going to move Olvessa out of it. All right. Toot, you and a couple of guards have made your way into the middle of the streets. Everybody else is arriving later here at the back of the party. Harkus, you were up front leading the charge, followed by Leonard, or followed by Yatara, then Granite Guts, and I think Leonard bringing up the back. You see Toot and a couple of guards running forward, and two villagers that are like running and screaming. And the next thing you see is that one of the villagers, all of a sudden, come charging around the corner is what looks like a wolf, and it just like leaps through the air and like tackles that villager and brings him down, and there's a wolf creature on top of them. You have the guards. The guards sort of these two guards. I say guards. Villagers look to you and as if like you know better what to do than they do. You told them to get you.
Okay.
You're up front, Toot. What do you do?
Do I hear anything else, or do I just hear the one wolf and then them?
You hear screaming from these two people that are running, and one of them that has the wolf on top of it. If you're going to try to sit and listen and hear other things,
No.
You're saying Yagbor, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to continue to do that, but I'm going to run forward with my rapier, which is probably the stupidest thing I could do.
All right.
I'm going to run forward and try to attack this thing with my rapier if it's only one.
Okay. Then everybody go ahead and roll initiative as you're running forward to that. And I'm going to roll some bad guy initiatives, and if anybody doesn't make it into the tracker, let me know, okay?
Granite Guts is tied up in a CPAP tubing.
It's true. I
Still
figured
trying
out.
to get the mask off.
So pro tip, by the way, if you use shift or control, that rolls advantage and disadvantage in D&D Beyond, which is really cool.
I thought your pro tip was going to be how to get out of a CPAP tubing.
No, that's still a mystery.
All right, Toot. As you're running forward, Toot, you have the initiative first. You're yelling Yagbor. Roll perception, Toot. Wow.
That's
okay.
2 nat 20s in a row.
Toot,
I'm
you
screwed the rest of the
hear?
game.
Yeah, you're never going to get another crit today. You hear a distinct voice go, "Dog!" And it's coming from sort of the north in this area.
The north and where now? Should I
Here,
see this on the
I
map?
will-
Or no?
I will point, like here.
Okay.
Up in that area. Dark?
I'm still gonna run forward like I said I was going to do. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can't get to the wolf, but I think I'm just gonna run forward and can I hold an action?
What are you doing?
So as soon as I see, was her name Ga or was it something else? I thought
I'll
you
tell
said
you.
something
I will.
else
I will.
earlier.
I will tell you her name. Gog. G-A-H-G. Gog. Gog. But it sounds like Ga.
Okay.
Ga.
As soon as I see her, I'd like to attempt to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
And I will change what I'm yelling. No, actually, I'll keep doing that until I see her.
Dogmore.
Yes.
All right. You're holding your action, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. It is the 2 guards that were with you. And this one is going to run up his movement beside you as close as he can get. And he's got like a fishing spear. And he's going to heave it at that wolf. Wow. Good throw, Mr. Guardman. It does 2 piercing to the wolf. The other one is up. This one has some sort of pike thing. So he's going to, not a pike, like some sort of like, this is the guy that has like the machete, basically. He's going to run up and try to like, he can't get there. He's going to dash. He's going to dash up to where the wolf is biting at the other villager person. And like try to hack the wolf off, I guess. Harkus, you're up next. What do you do?
Okay.
Hey Jeff, I don't think you got me in the turn order.
Oh, let me get you in there, Utara. What did
Yeah,
you
you're
roll?
6.
6. Absolutely, you need to be in there. 6.
All right. So I'm going to run up here. 20, 30, 40. And then from here, I'm going to throw my dart at that thing, which yes, has a 60-foot range on it. So
Okay.
oh, come on.
12. 12 is a miss.
Okay.
It's the wolf's turn.
I'm going to use my flurry of blow or my unarmed strike action to slap myself in the face.
The wolf is up, and the wolf is going to chomp down on that villager. Critical miss. Villager tries to bite down. The wolf tries to bite down on the villager, and somehow, like, they're screaming at the top of their lungs, but it doesn't off them just yet. Yatara, you're up way back here in the back. You see this going on.
We need to take a battle break here.
You know, I
We've
don't
got a
see
baby.
Leon.
We've got a baby sighting.
Oh, gotta feed the little one.
Oh yeah, she apparently is overtired and has outstayed her bedtime tonight. So we're
Poor thing.
in a service recovery phase to try to get her back to sleep.
Oh, it happens. Leonard, we'll come around to you whenever you have the opportunity.
Did I see anything? I mean, I am powered down in the corner.
We woke
like
you.
I can't
We
move.
woke you up. We woke you up and dragged you with us.
Okay. All right.
You're out in the snow. Your robot powers have brought you out in the snow, and I'll go ahead and roll initiative for you if you want.
Oh, I can do it. I got.
All right. But Yatara, while Leonard is doing that, you're up, Yatara.
All right, I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Where I am.
Casting it on the wolf.
Yeah, on the wolf. Sorry.
All right. Go ahead and roll it. Ooh, range of 120 feet, 19. That is a hit. It pops the wolf square. Go ahead and click Firebolt and it'll roll the damage.
Come on.
Yeah, the wolf takes a strong hit and lets out a yelp. And lets go of the villager for a half second, sort of like backs up a little bit. Sort of like readying itself. As you hear as that happens, rounding the corner is 2 more wolves that come charging out, and following behind them, like seemingly having them on a leash, is a large giant-like creature that rounds the corner and goes, "Dog!" and sees Toot like making the mocking sound, and Toot, your held action goes off immediately.
Yeah, so I need a wisdom saving throw. And I will say, what do giants and strippers have in common? They both grind your bones to make their bread.
And it rolls a crit on the wisdom save. It looks at you and goes, "Don't get it!" And this thing looks at its wolf, and it looks over at you, and it says something in giant that you guys don't understand. And the 2 wolves go charging, and one of them charges right at you, Toot. And it's going to try to bite you. 14 hit.
That meets, it hits.
5 piercing damage. And make me a strength save. You're still up. And the other one comes charging at that guard and tries to bite him. Oof. And said, Mr. Guard, he is knocked prone. Wolf is on top of him. All right. So you got a prone guard with the wolf on top of him. You got a prone commoner that it was trying to bite at but hasn't bit because it let them go. The guard is fairly injured, and you've got the beastly thing up there, and Cadillac Granite Guts is finally up.
Okay.
I skipped Leonard. Leonard, you rolled I'm going to come around to you next. A 9. All right, Leonard, you're coming around next.
Since I'm exhausted, I think that means my speed's halved.
That's right. You're poking.
Yeah, I'm poke along, so I think I could probably get like right about here.
Okay.
About a little over 10 feet. And then I am going to let loose a javelin, which is going to be at a disadvantage 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, extreme disadvantage, but I'm going to try.
What are you throwing it at?
I am going to throw it at this wolf right here.
Okay.
That is closest to Toot.
So move your character to as far as you can move them.
I just did.
You
Assuming
did.
each block is 5. Because my speed's 25, 24, so about 12 feet is
Oh Lord, you're like I'm coming.
Yeah, I get there next week.
So what's happening? What's happening is Granite Guts is running, and I picture you running like a COPD patient. You're just going.
I'm just all tangled up in my CPAP cables. So I'm gonna try with the I'm gonna try with the javelin.
Okay, throw it. That's a hit.
Okay, sweet. And does that? Yeah, 9.
9 piercing. That does not take the wolf out, but it looks pretty bad. And let me resort the turn order real quick. But Toot, you're up next.
We're going to.
Or
Leonard.
I skipped Leonard because he wasn't paying attention. So if Leonard's here and wants to turn, go ahead, Leonard, before turn.
I'm here and paying attention, and I am going to cast on what's her face? Big ogre person.
Gog.
I'm going to cast. Is Gog missing any of her hit points?
No, not that you're aware of. Not that you guys have certainly done.
Okay. I'm casting Toll the Dead.
She fails that.
For 6 damage.
Fails that. Takes 6 damage.
Okay, now she is missing hit points, so it does more damage next time.
She lets out sort of a. You hear her grab her head, and as you do your toll, she goes and seems to just become enraged at whatever like evil voices you've put into her mind. Tell me, how as an artificer cast Toll the Dead? What device are you using that makes this work?
Got a bell.
You just have a really loud bell. Do you have one of those crickets that like annoys like teenagers?
I just ring it. I just hit it with my hand. My metal arm hits the gong. I don't even need one of the little gong hammers. I just hit the gong, and it makes like.
You've created it. Have you created
that sound that's like nails on a chalkboard soundified?
Gotcha. Have you created like a magical like sound weapon like the Russians used to cause people in Havana to vomit?
I have now.
You like It's got a little. Has it got like a little radar dish on it that you could like point and like?
Yeah, and like there's some sparks of lightning magic, just for effect.
Got it. Cool. Toot, you're up. You have a wolf that's sort of on you.
Yeah, that's a problem. So I think that I'm going to attempt to cast sleep.
Okay.
In such a way, I don't really care if I get the villagers because worst case scenario, they go to sleep. But I'm hoping to get at least, I want to get all 3 wolves. It is a 20 foot radius.
All right. So where are you going to center it?
I should be able to center it. That would get me. We don't want to do that. So if I center it on this guy.
Okay.
I should be able to, I think that actually hits all of them.
Okay. So the way sleep goes is it starts from the thing with the least HP.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead and roll it.
That did not do it.
Just click where it says 5, 24. All right. So the guard that is injured passes out on the ground.
Whoops.
He's unconscious now. He had the lowest HP. Then the wolf that is about to bite you also passes out. This wolf over here passes out. And actually, then this villager passes out. The other villager passes out. All right, and then that's it. You've got 2 villagers, 1 guard, and 2 wolves all pass out.
All right, so I will then use my movement to get to. No, that's still the drawing tool. My bad. To get to here.
Okay.
Bonus action. I would like to. I guess Harkus is the one that's closest to me. So I will tell them. In the voice of Leonard, I will say, I counsel against putting your money where your mouth is. It is not digestible for one such as you.
Nice. All right.
So you have a D6.
Okay. You're inspired. One of these guards is up, and this is the one with the fish hook thing. He saw everybody pass out, and he sees the giant beast around the corner, and he steals his nerve and charges in to where that wolf is. And he's going to try to stab at it with his fishing knife thing. He rolls an 8 to try to stab that wolf. The other guard is asleep. This wolf is asleep. And the next wolf is up, and he's going to attack the guard that just tried to stab him. 22 to hit. And that's 6 piercing. And he's got to make a strength save. 17, he manages to stay upright. Harkus, you're up. You're muted, John.
I'm going to move 40 more feet, which I think will get me up to about here.
Yep.
And then this is the one that is not asleep.
This one here.
Yeah. Okay.
All the little sleepy faces are out.
Okay. And then I will I'll throw a dart at that guy.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah, that hits. Is that a crit?
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you kill it. You don't kill it, but it sort of is taken back as it was trying to take out this guard here.
What in the world did I roll? That's terrible. A 1. I rolled a 1. Come on.
Yeah, that is bad.
That's pitiful.
It's a D4, so 1 and 4 shot.
Yep.
Anything with your bonus action?
I think not.
Not right now. Leonard.
No, not right now.
Leonard, you're up. Leonard has stepped away, putting baby down. That wolf is sleeping. Yatara, you're up.
All right, let's try another trusty firebolt.
Okay.
On the
One wolf up. Are you firebolting at the wolf or at the Verbeeg?
I'm gonna go for the wolf, since it seems to be on death's
Yeah, it's on
edge.
top of that guard. And it's in range. The Verbeeg, you'd have to...
I'd have to
Well, the
step up.
Verbeeg is technically in range. You might have to move a little bit to get a shot on it.
I'm gonna go for the wolf first.
Okay. Let's roll that.
Ooh.
Okay, describe how you destroy this wolf. Don't even worry about the damage. Just, this wolf just got crit by a dart. It just blasted backwards, and I think you just you Hadouken it.
And that is what I yell as I cast the
Hadouken!
spell. And have no idea where that came from.
Hadouken! And yeah, just a beam of fire just extends from your hand and just blasts that wolf backwards. It rolls backwards and is deader than dead. The big beast is up, and it lets out a holler. And as it does so, it and 2 more wolves appear from behind it And it charges forward. And it's not very smart, big dum-dum it is. It encounters that guard first. And it's just gonna, it's got a spear in its hand, and it's just gonna smack it with it. Okay. Oh boy, it missed the first attack and it crits its second attack. And here's what happens, that guard, it stabs the spear straight through that guard, picks him up on the end of the spear and throws him about 10 feet up in the air. His body falls down nearly cut in half and lifeless as the Verbeeg crit on him. Way dead. He lands over here and it lets out a colossal roar. And Granite Guts, you're up.
Okay. I am going to move 5, 10, and change, and then I'm going to fling another javelin, and that will again be a disadvantage. Wow! Wow! I'm making up for last.
Your javelin strikes the Verbeeg straight in like the shoulder, and it just sort of yells, "You killed dog!" I don't know where you are, Toot. Where are you? Oh, you ran away. There you are. Because Toot, you're up. Granite Guts, you need to get a move on. Did you move any Yatara or Leonard at your turn? Were you staying way back there, Leonard? Or Yatara?
I didn't move yet.
I just need more turns.
Let's see Granite Guts just going. Toot, you're up. You're muted, Laterna.
I will unmute myself. So first off, I will attempt to vicious mockery the Verbeeg. Although as a character, I'm not going to tell a joke. I'm going to instead speak in her voice and say, "Doug, it's Gub. Doug, where are you?" And I'm basically repeating some of the things that we heard in the cave.
Okay. She seems very confused by this. She fails the vicious mockery check terribly. And just, you see like her mind, her simple mind sort of reeling.
Okay, and I'm gonna move continually away.
Okay.
In this direction.
The dead guard is up, and you see just blood spurt out of him a little bit. As he's definitely dead. The other guard is up, and he's asleep. How long does sleep last for?
I mean, it's until someone uses their action to. It's in perpetuity, roughly. It's not concentration, so someone has to.
You want us to wake them?
Yeah, so someone has to wake them. They have to attack them.
1
so they have
minute.
to take damage or.
1 minute. 10 rounds.
Oh, it is 1 minute. Okay.
Yep. So when you cast sleep, not this turn, but the turn before.
Right.
All right, to where you're over here. So this is what you get right here. You get that, a little bubble with a 9 on it.
Okay.
And each turn, that number goes down 1 as the ticker ticks off. So yeah. Actually, I guess it would be 10 at the onset. So would it be 8 now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be 8. So it's that. It is Guard's turn. He is asleep on his stomach in the ground. That wolf is also asleep. Harkus, you're up. There are 2 other wolves that sort of entered the fracas behind that thing.
All right. I am going to throw the dart at the big ugly.
Okay. That's a hit.
Because I seem to be the only person around here.
Yep, you're very alone next to it.
I am going to take my.
You hear Granite Guts trying to like trudge through the snow to get to you.
Yeah, no. I'm going to take I'm going to spend one of my points and take Step of the Wind and take the dash action backwards.
Okay.
So I'm going to go about right. No.
So you just like monk your way out of there.
Yep.
Leonard.
Muted. Leonard is going to, now that the orky trolley person is damaged, again, Toll the Dead is a target missing unit hit point. Yes, we'll roll.
Okay. Ring your bell, and she, your sound blaster, little radar dish sound blaster, just nails her in the head, and she goes, "Arr!" And it hits.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, the artificer doesn't really have spells. He has things he's created.
You have devices, so like I was imagining like a little radar dish like that they use at like NFL games to capture sound, except it like blasts sound at her.
Yeah, I was thinking like a attack from Mars ray gun type.
Yeah, sound gun. Yeah, you got a little sound gun that you've made. Because you don't have spells, you have devices that do spells, basically.
Right.
So we got to flavor it. You have a little ray gun that just blasts sound at her, and she screams as you told her.
Love it.
Sleeping Wolf, Yatara, you're up.
I'm going to do Firebolt one more time, add the Ogre.
Okay. Firebolt at the big. $13 is a hit.
Come on.
7 damage, and she, as your flame hits her, she sort of screams, "Ah!" And she takes her spear and she brings it down on top of the sleeping guard.
With disadvantage.
But he's asleep and prone, so it's regular. 24. And since that's a hit and he's incapacitated, it is a critical hit. And she just stabs the spear straight through him, killing him instantly. And she steps forward and takes her spear and slashes down on the sleeping villager with disadvantage, but they're asleep, so regular. 16 hits, they're asleep, it's a critical hit, and she does 40 damage to him. And just stabs the villager. The spear goes all the way through the villager's head. And she lets out a, "You killed dog!" as she sort of digs the spear into the villager's head, grinding it into the ground as it's gone all the way through. This like villager's skull. Granite Guts, you're up.
Okay, so I see people running towards me, and I think the better of my forward advance, and I just decide that this is a good place to hold tight, and so we're going to let loose another javelin.
Okay.
Ooh.
Big miss.
Big miss. Big miss.
Yeah, big miss. Are you moving? You're not moving anymore?
No, I do not think that behooves me at this point.
Toot, you're up now.
Doug, the goats. The goats, Doug.
And she succeeds. She looks over at you and goes, "No!"
Okay, I'm gonna move this direction. Actually, hang on, before I move, I keep forgetting to do this. Can I attempt to give Bardic Inspiration to Cadillac.
Yeah.
I will say, hang on, I had this just a second ago. Way too many jokes. I will say, how many dwarves will be required to get a light bulb changed? 5. 1 to hold it, and 4 to keep drinking until the room spins.
It's funny because it's true.
You laugh at that as you're sort of trudging through the snow, and you gain bardic inspiration.
You have a d6.
It is a sleeping wolf's turn, and it is finally one of these other wolves' turns. And they're just going to sprint out. They have a maximum movement of 80 feet on a dash. So he can get to... Ooh, look who he can get to. Shoop. Right there. But that's all he can do. That wolf's asleep. Harkus, a wolf just ran up on you. You're up.
Okay. I will quarterstaff at him, I guess.
Okay. That's a hit. Okay.
And then unarmed strike him with my bonus action.
Okay.
Actually, doesn't matter.
All right. He looks terrible. Like that wolf, as you hit him with your quarterstaff, he's like down on the ground going, "Oh!" In fact, you have your spin kick maneuver so down pat that you hit him harder than you thought you would with your quarterstaff, such that like your unarmed strike like misses because you didn't expect him to drop like that. But he looks terrible. Another wolf is up, and this one is going to dash up on you as well. Leonard.
We're going to try again. All the dead.
We sound blast ray gunning. Okay. It fails that. And
6 necrotic damage.
she's... That wolf's asleep. Yatara, you're up.
So I'm going to try. This time I'm going to do magic missile.
Okay. Magic missile just automatically hits. So if you're casting magic missile, it is 1d4 plus 2, 3 times.
Yeah, and you can do 3 different targets, right?
Correct. You can fire them all at the same. You can fire them at 3 different, wherever you choose.
Yes, I'm going to do the 2 wolves that are on top of Harkus, and then also the ogre.
Okay, so it's 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and roll that. Roll a d4 3 times, and we'll add 1 to each, and you tell me where you want to go.
All right, so you roll it 3 times?
Yeah, just roll a d4 3 times.
Okay.
It'd be the easiest way to do this. Oh, that's already got it all baked in. So yeah, just roll that 3 times. It's got the plus 1 added in already. So which one do you want to go to this wolf?
Is that the one that was looking pretty rough?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do 3 to it, 4 to
And
the other 5.
That kills it, and then 4 hits the other one, who like lets out a yelp when you hit it with its magic missile, and the 5 is going where?
To the ogre.
Okay. The magic missiles pop, 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 all of them. And the Verbeeg sort of lets out a snarl, steps forward, takes her giant spear and stabs down two-handed through the commoner that's on the ground. Crits and does more damage than I want to describe to you, as she picks up this commoner and slings the body with her spear onto the roof. Flies through the air and lands on the roof and starts to slide down, leaving a trail of like blood down the roof. And she looks over at you, Harkus, and she picks up one of the fishing spears from one of the guards that's dead, and she chucks it at you. And does a 10 hit you? Taking that to be a no. 10 probably doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
And she whistles, makes a whistling sound towards the wolf, and then she turns and moves that way at her maximum pace away, which is 40 feet. She's able to get 40 feet away to the edge of the map. Not out of your vision yet. Granite Guts, you're up. You see the Verbeeg stab and sling the body of another commoner and another villager, and then seems to be turning to exit to strike again another knight.
I am going to run at flank speed, which is this far, and that does not give me line of sight to her, I don't believe.
Let me see here. Not really.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
If you move further down this way, if you went further south, you'd get it. You'd have a longer shot, but
yeah,
if you went to here, you'd
I just don't have the movement.
You're just too exhausted.
Yeah, and I could use an action to go further, but then she'll be gone by the next turn probably.
Well, maybe. Depends on what Toot does.
I will instead fling a javelin at the wolf right here.
Okay.
And so I will go ahead and use my Bardic Inspiration on this to help make sure that I hit. And so I'll go ahead and roll that.
You can wait until you see what your roll is and then add it if you want.
Okay.
You've got it for 10 minutes, so.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'm going to need that probably. So roll 1d6.
That's a hit.
Sweet.
No, wait. Makes it 11. I'm sorry. 11 is a miss.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're just exhausted and you throw and you miss.
Yeah.
Toot, you see the thing exiting. She sort of is about to get around a tree outside of your sight or something. What do you do?
I'm going to rush forward to about here, and I'm going to do the only thing I've got left, and that's continue to taunt her. Doug, no. What happened? No. Doug.
So are you trying to like goad her?
Yes. I've been trying to goad her the entire night.
Yeah.
But I don't have spell slots, so.
Yeah. Okay. She rolls a critical fail. She takes that damage.
I begin sobbing in her voice.
Oh. She spins around, I think, as you issue that
dark.
As you issue that mock, she spins around, and she grips her spear really tightly, and takes a step towards you with what looks like vicious purpose. It is.
That one's dead.
Yeah, that one is asleep.
No. I think that
Marcus,
one was the dead one that jumped up on me the last time.
these two are asleep.
Oh, I thought that one was the dead.
Nope, I've already removed the dead ones.
Okay.
This one is dead.
Rats.
The one that is on you here is dead. Or no, wait.
Okay.
Yeah, that's dead.
No. Huh? How did
The
that
one
one
that was-
die?
He did
The
not.
first
die.
one died. The second one was still there.
You're correct.
Yeah, that one should still be there.
Yeah, you're right. He is still there. Hang on, let me get it.
You got
He's got like 6 hit points.
he got magic missiled.
You got magic
Right.
missile. That's right.
That's still alive.
And you're up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna swing my quarterstaff at that guy.
Okay,
Come on.
that is a hit. He's dead now.
All right. And then I am going to. Oh, God, this is stupid. Because I can see what's happening with Toot. I'm going to run over here. I'm going to spend my other point. And where can I go? And I'm going to run over here next to Toot, knowing that she's on her way.
Toot is about to get freaking
Yeah,
wrecked.
Toot's about to get wrecked. So
Yeah, you dash over there, and do you say anything to Toot as you dash over there?
stay here.
Leonard, you're up.
All right. Leonard is burdened with glorious purpose.
Can't see her anymore now.
Hang on. I can't see me.
You're here.
Zoom out.
You have not moved.
Can I move to see her? Here?
You've used none of your movement. You can dash over there.
No.
Would Leonard have been moving during any of this?
I mean, probably, but I'm not going to roll that back. I'll just move.
I'll
As
tell
far
you
as-
this. I'll tell you this. If you would have been moving, you're dealing with baby. Where you have 30 per movement, you have 3 rounds. I'll give you 90 feet of movement to put yourself wherever you would have been.
No, I'll just move to here.
Okay. Because you don't. I forgot that you don't have the ability to move your token, so I kind of have to do it for you, which is why I'm willing to do that.
So how far are?
You have line of sight to her now.
But she's more than 90 feet away.
She is 85 feet.
Yeah. So I can hit this guy. He slept. What's his counter at?
What's that?
Is that the slept one? I
Yeah,
can't
these
see
two are
that.
these two are asleep.
What about this one right in front of me?
There's not one right in front of you. He's dead. He's dead,
Oh,
Jim.
they're dead. Okay.
You probably need to refresh your iPad.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
So
If there,
I've got 3 dead ones right here too, Jeff.
if there aren't 3 guys stacked
Oh,
up
do
right
you?
in front of me.
Yeah, yeah. I've got
Mm-mm.
3. I've got the dead wolves right here.
Yeah, I see
Should
them
not.
as well.
Really?
When you took them off before, and then I said no, there should still be one there. When you put it back, it put 3 of them.
They
on.
put 3 of them back? Ha ha ha. Okay. Let me refresh my screen. Leonard, while I'm refreshing, and I will take care of that because Roll20 is having a seizure in front of me.
I'm going to attack this one.
You just tell me what you're gonna do.
This guy.
But you've
Yeah.
traveled with me long enough to know that if you attack them, they will wake up and they will begin attacking us again. So they may be out for a little bit, but
Okay, these guys don't exist. They're gone.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess I'm gonna move to here with a dash.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
All right. It's Sleeping Wolf's turn. Yatara, you're up. You can't really see her anymore since she left, but you get the gist as to what's happening here.
Okay, so I don't have line of sight on her anymore.
Not anymore since she sort of went behind those buildings. But you hear Toot mock her, and you hear, I think, Harkus like run over there and go, I don't know, what have you done?
Too soon. I'm going to move closer. Or actually, I'm going to move closer, but
I like to think the robot just like charges past Granite Guts, who's sort of trying to trudge through the snow. Leonard just like has like tank tracks that come out, and you just go.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going? Yatara?
I'm going to go down here, kind of between where the stairs and the window on this house that's to the south. That way I'd have a line of sight but still
Sort
be
of
out
like
of
there.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, you've
Does
got
that give
line
me
of
line
sight.
of sight now?
Yeah, you should have basically. Yeah, you have line of sight at this point. Yes, you can see her.
Okay.
And as you turn that corner, you see she has furious purpose on her face, looking directly at Toot.
Can I also cast a spell?
Did you dash to get there? Did you use double movement? Or just regular movement?
Regular movement.
Then yes, you can cast a spell.
Okay. I think I'm just going to do Firebolt at her.
Okay.
I don't like all this measuring, Jeff. I can see it.
Firebolt.
That's within range. Okay, 85 feet.
Yep.
We're good. All right.
Ooh, that's a hit. The Verbeeg is up. She charges with furious purpose. Actually, yeah. She charges to there. She grabs her spear and she chucks it right at Toot's chest. She is so blinded by rage that the spear goes flying by you and misses, landing in the brush. Strapped to her back is another spear, which she grabs off of her back, screams, and throws it at you as well, Toot. Does a 13 hit you?
it does not.
As it goes flying by her. Lastly, she grabs a third and final spear off of her back and makes like she's going to charge at you and just run you through with it. But Cadillac Granite Guts is up. As she missed both of her chunks at you.
Let's see. Taking the dash action is not going to help.
Your speed is 25 halved, so you could dash to here.
Right.
You could dash to the end of the window.
It would take me 3 more turns. Yeah, no, it's okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and fling a javelin of my own. Oh, Toot, I'm so sorry. I have failed thee.
Toot, you're up. I hope you got a plan, Toot.
How bad is she looking?
Roll me insight. She's got some wounds on her. There's a little bit of blood dripping off. You think to yourself, she would be leaving this scene to come back and like continue this hit and run sort of tactics, but she has every intent of snuffing the life out of you if it's the last thing she ever does.
Okay.
You better kill her before she gets to you.
Yeah, I know. All right. So knowing that and having heard Harkus's statements, I'm going to run backwards. So I'm gonna run somewhere in this direction.
Okay.
And I'm going to. Okay, so I didn't write this down, so I don't know exactly what the phrase was, but
okay.
It was something in regards to, I'll find them. I'll get those that did this to you.
Oh man, her eyes just like become bloodshot with absolute rage.
And this is vicious mockery, as I'm continuing to do this.
She fails it again. Her eyes are just bloodshot with rage as it hurts her, and she starts like just making her way towards you. Sleeping Wolf is up. Harkus, you're up. You see, she has all intent on making it to end him.
Yeah, he's making bad decisions, and I'm not all about that. So, I am going to run over here next to my warm-bodied robot friend, and from there I will throw my dart at her.
Okay.
And a crit.
Ooh. All right, roll me the damage. 6.
This is the crit damage from this is a far cry from Thor's hammer.
It is a dart. You're level 2. You were like level 12 there. Thor's hammer. Leonard.
All right. Now that I can see this gentleman again.
Yes, ma'am. This gentleman.
Hoping for a fate.
Okay. She rolls a 12.
Well, shit.
I feel like the bloodlust should put her at disadvantage. She's so enraged.
Yeah. Alas, no. But Yatara's up.
I'm going to do the old standby firebolt.
All right. She blasts a laser beam at her. 16 hits. Six damage. She's looking pretty bad, but she does make it up to Toot. And she takes her spear in 2 hands, and she tries to bring it down on top of Toot.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, does a 17 hit you?
Guilty.
She does 16 piercing damage to you.
I'm down.
Toot, you're unconscious. All the wolves come back to life.
No.
They wake.
Not concentration.
No, it's not concentration.
Someone has to wake them, they have to be damaged, or a minute has to pass.
Okay, well, we're still on ticker 5. You're down unconscious. She now with advantage tries to run her spear through you. That's a 23 to hit. That's a crit, and that is 2 failed death saves. As she takes her spear and just jabs it through Toot's lifeless body down on the ground. Cadillac Granite Guts, you're up.
I see this happening, and I will take the dash action.
Okay. You're not going to throw another spear at her? Because your dash is not going to get you there.
It is not, but it will get me closer to perhaps being within melee range. After whatever happens.
Okay.
I'm dashing.
All right. Toot, make me a death save.
Okay. How do I do this in D&D Beyond?
It's just a straight up and down D20.
Yeah.
Success. Okay. You succeed. You inch one step closer to life. Wolves are up. They're still asleep. Harkus, you're up. You see this happening. The creature has its spear it's like cranking it into Toot's body right now.
All right, I'm going to throw the dart at it again.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
That's a miss. Leonard.
All right. Same.
You
thing
did
until it
have
works.
Bardic inspiration. Oh yeah, roll your inspiration.
Throwing
die.
that out there.
Yeah, do it. It does not have
Who,
high
me?
HP. Marcus. If you have
Okay.
inspiration, roll a d6.
D6. Okay.
Yeah, it does not have a lot of AC. That's a hit. You're like, for Toot! The dart smacks it, and she lets out a... And you see all intent to continue to murder Toot happening. Leonard, you're up. What do you got for me, Leonard?
I got Told the Dead for 2 damage.
She fails it. Lets out a absolute scream. And as you see this, she sort of lets go of the spear just a little bit and sort of like loses control of the weapon. It's still in Toot's body, but she's not holding it anymore, and her hands are visibly shaking as she just looks near demise. Wolves are asleep. Yatara, you're up.
Same deal, firebolt.
That's a hit, Yatara. Thank God, that is a hit. That's a hit, Yatara. Ooh, 2 damage. Yatara, your firebolt strikes her, and you see her, as it strikes her, she sort of like staggers backwards, stumbles, and falls over unresponsive, dead on the ground. As she lets go of the spear that she would have used to have killed Toot as she stumbles and falls down dead and unresponsive. No fooling, she had 2 HP. You see Toot's lifeless body down on the ground. What do you guys do?
I guess I'll run over there, and I would imagine all of us would run. Some of us
Faster than
a little faster than others.
we'll stay in turn. We're going to stay in turn order here for a half second. So Granite
Yeah.
Guts, technically you're up.
Okay.
Toot's not out of the woods just yet.
Okay, so I can just make it to him.
Okay.
Well, if I use the dash action, then I can't. Are we still honoring movement?
No. We're going to say we're out of initiative. You can get to him.
Okay. So I run over to him, dash over to him, you might say, and then I exhaustedly do lay on hands.
Okay.
For the whole kit and caboodle. So that'll be 10 HP.
Toot, you are revived for 10
I think
HP.
I yell as soon as I wake up, and the only word that comes to mind is Doug. And then I realize she's not there.
She's still there. Her body is laying there beside you. You as he's laid on hands, the spear that was in your body, the wound sort of closes up magically as he's laying hands on you, and you see that this spear had stabbed all the way through you. And you realize that like you were just literally seconds from like being done. Yeah. The as this moment passes, the wolves wake up from their slumber, and the two of them, seeing their marauder master down on the ground dead, with all of you sort of rendering aid towards Toot, turn, yelp, and run off. And
How much HP did you give me with lay on hands?
10.
10.
Okay.
And
Can I take a minute to skin the wolves that we did kill?
yes, you can skin the killed wolves. I don't recall exactly how many there were. While you are skinning the wolves, roll me perception. You see a figure that is walking with like a limp, making its way down the path coming from the west. This is sort of the main east-west path through town. There's a figure. You came from the east over here, making its way from the west.
Okay.
No need for any more death saves. Toot, you are alive and well.
I'm trying to figure out how to heal myself on D&D Beyond.
Oh,
Sorry.
so if you hit,
All I see is like the little X's for the failures and successes.
yeah,
Like
let me see. Hold on a second.
I can't figure out how to.
And you see this figure, Harkus, limping and sort of walking towards you guys with sort of a funny limp. And looking at this scene around you. Sort of stops and looks at the giant, and there's carnage here because there's several dead villagers around. And you hear him say, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" Polytheism.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. He shouts, "I ain't from here, but thank you."
When I'm done skinning the wolves, I'm going to walk over to this giant whatever creature.
Yeah.
And see if she has anything else on her, but I'm sort of more interested in whatever kind of large-sized fur she was wearing in what I can only assume is a 3X sizing.
As you sort of look at it, the fur would not be 3X sizing, because 3X sizing would probably fit Granite Guts. This is more like 27X sizing.
Okay. I was hoping to get Granite Guts a coat, is what the plan.
You got Granite Guts like 3 coats.
I'm trying to fashion him a snore pillow out of this.
As you're doing this, the this man sort of like walks up, and as he walks up closer, watching you guys do this, like raid this, you notice that he looks he has a very sort of odd and misshapen look about him, and he looks over at you all and goes, "You fellers are just what we needs."
And I'm just going to sort of cast him a side eye and say, "We who?"
"Well, you all just killed a giant thing. I mean, look at it. It's all dead and everything. And praise the gods. It's just what I knew it was a good idea heading this way."
So Toot's still on the ground, but like his head rolls over and he goes, "Are you from Dugan's Hole?"
He goes, "How'd you know?"
Lucky guess.
He goes, "Listen, we got all kind of problems down Dugan's Hole ways. Listen, our town has been taken over by a bunch of them wolves. Them 2 big ones. They, I think there's only 2. Not real sure how many. I can count sometimes on my fingers." And he looks over and says, "Listen, they took old Sil and his her lovely brother Finneth, and they got them stashed away, and they won't let nobody leave the town. I snuck out and was running out of food, and they got the whole town locked down, and I just didn't know what else to do, so I figured I'd walk on over this ways. I managed to sneak out in the night, and I know that good mead Dugan's Hole don't normally get along so well together, but you know, bygones be bygones." And
So is Dugan's Hole in Walker County?
Yes.
he looks, Utara, you roll insight, Utara.
It's just outside Parish.
Yeah.
He's kind of, 19. He's kind of deformed looking. Like, you have the insight that like he might be like inbred or something. Not the brightest bulb. But he says, "Yeah, by them stones they done caught Sil and her brother Finneth, and dang if them wolves they demanding all the food. They making us give them all the food and such from the town, and we starving to death, and taking my cousins. Well, just about everybody's my cousins, but taking my cousins, it won't stand. I thought I snuck out. I managed to get away. I'm one of the cleverer ones." "Listen, we needs help. And I'm looking at this and seeing you've all done killed a giant."
We need rest.
What we need is a nap. We will be happy to discuss the salvation of your.
He says, "That sounds like a real good idea. I could go for a nap too. It's a long walk from Dugan's Hole."
Bless your heart.
I think you should be on watch while we take a rest if you're asking for our help.
"I can watch. I watched them fish bobbing up and down in the lake."
I do not trust this person's insight into anything whatsoever.
And on that note, this is where we'll wrap it up for the night. He introduces himself. He says, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Markin.
Markin territory.
Well, Daddy always says, he's marking the grounds. So,
Is your cousin Merkin?
how'd you know?
I can't.
And on that notion, we'll be off next week as everybody's out of town. We'll pick it back up on June 15th for Return to Icewind Dale, where you guys decide what to do with Markin. Or is it
We have the opportunity to travel to Dugan's Hole.
next week is the 8th, then following is the 15th. So we'll be back on the 15th.
Are we traveling to Dugan's Hole as level 3s?
Oh, are you're asking for level up? No, you're not leveled up yet.
Ugh. There's no justice in this world.
No justice. I mean,
No justice.
I mean,
no
my
justice.
God, Cadillac was crawling toward level 3 today. Come on.
Yeah. Actually, yes, you guys have leveled up. Level 3.
Two,
No
two,
kidding. No kidding. You guys actually have leveled up. Level 3.
2 was dying to get to level 3.
You've made level 3.
Yeah.
So everybody will level up to level 3 next time as you decide, or you've met a man from Dugan's Hole that's got a problem with some wolves that are demanding ransom from the town and have kidnapped Syl and Feneth.
And if you like what you see, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and slam that bell notification button.
Bell? Where? Who are you talking to? Who is this man? Good night, everybody.